Yes, that's right, folks. This is a Citroën 2CV, a vintage vehicle that I'm sure has seen quite a few fascinating journeys in its life. And myself and Steve here from Alutech are here to tell you about another brilliant journey that this very 2CV is going to be taking very, very shortly. Steve, thank you so much for joining us here today. Tell us the story behind this 2CV, the journey that it's going to be making, and the good, hopefully, that it's going to be able to do through your hard work.
Sure. So the journey started off back in the Alps earlier this year when I was skiing with a friend of mine. Well, one of these very old cars overtook us in the coach that we were taking. And we sat and we just thought, how much fun would it be to drive a 2CV again? And it went from driving a 2CV again to driving it back from the Alps next year. And we thought, now this would be good, but rather than just driving it back from the Alps next year, let's try and raise a lot of money for it as well. So the 2CV challenge came out of that. The idea is that we're going to raise £100,000 for dementia charity. And rather than doing it in kind of the corporate style of sponsorship, we're going to look to do a series of bets or challenges whilst we're on the way back. So the bets or the challenges are going to be daft, silly challenges. So if I can mention a few of them.
Please do. I need to know what on earth they're going to get you to do on the way back.
So if a friend of mine turned around and said, I'll give you £250 if you'll dress up as a French maid every time you fill up with petrol. So I'm going to do that for sure. It's 250 quid towards the 100,000. And a client of mine today that came on the stand that was really interested in the challenge suggested that because the car was initially designed by 4 farmers, and one of the challenges for the suspension was to put a dozen eggs on the back seat and then drive across a ploughed field with the eggs still intact. So that's another challenge that I've got to do.
I never realised that about the suspension. I've just had a peek inside the car actually, and I have to say the upholstery looks in pretty good nick. Tell me, how's the engine been shaping up on it though?
Well, that's a bit of an unfortunate one. So the car we bought, 3 months ago. And over the Easter weekend, we went for a little run and we got there and we didn't get back again. So the story now is we've got to recondition engines in, which I think for the challenge is probably a really good thing because I'd hate to break down in the middle of France with a dead car, so to speak.
Sure. You've got a sunroof on here as well, which hopefully is going to be a good thing. But actually, what time of year are you going to be travelling? When is this trip?
So we've decided to do this in the coldest, most difficult time of year possible. So it'll be in February next year. We're not going to take any motorways, we're not going to take a sat-nav, so it's literally going through all of the little back streets of different places of France to get back, trying to get as many challenges in at the same time.
Tell me why Dementia UK was the charity that you chose to support for this project.
Okay, so mainly Dementia UK just purely because it's a really, really good and well-run charity. And I think dementia now is becoming much more apparent and a lot more is understood about it. My father died 3 or 4 years ago as well of Alzheimer's, so there's always a personal dimension to these things. And I suppose selfishly, my brother and I looked at each other. We're getting of older years now, and we thought we might actually need the support ourselves one day.
Right, so seeing it as a future investment in some way.
Absolutely, an insurance policy we could call it, yes.
Right. Well, I mean, whatever the reason, it's a very, very worthy cause to be working towards. £100,000 driving back from the Alps next February. If anyone wants to find out more about this project or maybe come up with a crazy suggestion, a crazy challenge in exchange for some money towards that £100,000, what do you suggest they do at the moment? Because I know there's still a good 9 or so months until you're going to be hitting the road.
Absolutely. So within the next 6 or 8 weeks, there will be a website launched specifically that it will be very live on social media. Yeah. In the meantime, if you can email me, which is Steve Hudson at alutechsystems.co.uk, and then as soon as the website's live, then all of the interest that we've had over the show, we'll do some direct mail out to those people to thank them for their support.
Listen, Steve, it's an amazing story. I'm aware that we haven't actually spoken about your company, Alutech, here at Fit Show.
Okay, that's kind of a sideline in many ways, but so Alutech, we've got we're aluminium extruders, so we're providing bar length extrusions to fabricators, both for domestic and commercial products, so things like bifolding doors, windows and what have you. The products are great. What makes us special as a business is that it's all about passion and culture of the people that are within my organisation. It's all about finding the right people to go in the right roles within a business. It's a big industry out there. We're just trying to excel in providing good customer service and fast lead times, fast response times, as well as everything else that you would expect, economic products, great deliveries and all of the rest of it. So big plug for the 2CV Challenge, small plug for Alutech. But if there's anybody out there that needs a new aluminium supplier or would just like to come and talk to us, then it would be my pleasure to talk to them.
Steve, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you over the last few minutes here. I wish you all the very best of luck with this challenge. I'll certainly be keeping across this on social media as you make your way back from the Alps, and I certainly hope that you manage to meet and indeed smash your £100,000 target. Steve from Alutech, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers.